What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Report, and today we are doing something that I haven't done here in quite some time. I think it's been I think last time it was 2017 since I actually sat here and looked through the list for the anime that's coming out for the fall, and going through it and letting you guys know right here and right now, with the list of what I'm watching, what I'm not going to be watching. As you noticed, my channel's kind of transitioned to the point where now I'm more comfortable with doing essay type of videos. When I sought out, that was kind of what I always wanted to do with the channel. And my upload schedule is not like a weekly or a daily video like it used to be in the days of yore, but I still try to get you guys out something at least twice a month. But another reason, should I say rather, that I wanted to go ahead and do the list through the fall anime. It looks like anime is coming back. I know with the pandemic and everything, we were getting kind of like a lesser amount of anime. We were only getting like 10, 12, maybe at most 20 anime for the past 2 quarters. But it looks like coming in the fall, we got a pretty beefy list with about 50 series. So yeah, to kind of try to make a video on that would have took a very long time. Plus, I miss, just sitting down, being in front of the camera and actually, getting to show a little bit of showmanship. I still like to be the face with the voice that you see in the videos and things like that, and just to kick back, just be myself, get to laugh and have fun, and just enjoy myself on the videos as well, instead of everything. When you're doing the essays, you gotta have a certain presence, you gotta check your voice levels, you gotta make sure that it sounds right when it's coming out. Here we're just gonna read the list and go off the fly, and again, it's always fun to do it that way. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this. The fall season is, I can say off just glance, it's a lot of things I'm looking forward to. We got some big things coming back. We got some big things started. And another reason why I kind of chilled out on doing these type of videos is it's probably going to take about 30 minutes at least. And that's if I go through everything. I think the nature of this is, there's some stuff when I look at, I'm just going to be like instant no. I'm probably not even going to look at it and pass it. Probably won't go through the whole list. But looking at the tags and things like that, it's going to be some things that just in my interest. Like, for example, if I see psychological, I'm automatically going to be there. Then we'll go ahead and address it there. I'm using livechart.me. That's a place that I always use. I have it by air date, and I have it by English titles because I don't know. I think I prefer English titles overall. That's what we end up saying anyway. So I guess that doesn't really matter. Also, as we're going through the list, I used to be a little bit more prepared for this. Like, when things would come out, I would know, oh yeah, this is from this manga, they're at this chapter or whatever. They're probably going to cover this part. That's something I want to overall fix. I want to get back to being the essence, to being the actual report of Scott Report, where I'm just more deep into manga and, just knowing that type of thing, like kind of estimate where things are going to end with their core. But without further ado, let's go ahead and go on to the list. So we're going to start right from the top again. I'm going by air date, so we can kind of gauge like when things come on. I'll be looking back and forth at the calendar and stuff like that to see what day that's coming on. I think a lot of stuff is actually going to hit us on Friday this season. So let's go. Fushigi Dashi. See, stuff like this, I'm probably not going to watch it anyway. Fushigi Daga Shiya Zenateru. Starts like the 8th, for example. That's already going. Stuff like that I know I'm not going to watch anyway. Or Kaiju Step Wantada Dada 2nd season and whatever this is next to it. Stuff like this I know I'm not going to watch anyway. So we're just going to go ahead and pass that. However, our first thing that we have here is Hikarashi When They Cry New. This is something that I'm very excited for. And I know a lot of people, they're kind of on the fence about it. A lot of people are excited about it. A lot of people are like, why? Because Hikarashi is something that you just know of it as an anime, whether you've seen the series or not. And it's one of the most prominent horror and mystery anime that's out there, especially like the past few years and beyond. There's been a lot of memes, there's been a lot of clips and everything from this season. It has a very big place in the anime community. However, it looks like the first series, it kind of went to our original territory, somewhere between the first half of the first season and the second half. However, this new version is supposed to be from the visual novel, from the top to bottom. So probably the first 3, 4, maybe even more episodes we've probably already seen. However, this time it's supposed to be more supposed to be more faithful to the source, and I didn't finish it myself. I only got through the first few episodes. It's one of those series that every time I start watching it, I end up watching something else and never get back to it. But I do want to finish it through. I've seen enough to know what everything means when people reference it and talk about it. But it's very exciting. And like I said, if I didn't know what this series was, just going off the tags, I know I would be all for it because we have horror, mystery, psychological, supernatural, thriller. Hikarashi is one of those series in a sense like kind of like Boogie Pop, where the pacing of it was a little different. Like they will kind of start like letting you know where things are going to head, then they start telling a story from a certain point, and it starts off really slow or peaceful, then it just gets crazy. So it'll be interesting to see if it still keeps that same approach. Like, is that how it always is, or is it one type of tone all the way through? But let's see. We got Studio Passione on it. Note 14 plus episodes continuing into the winter. So it's going to be probably, 14 episodes. So it's a core and 2 episodes, I guess. I don't know. Can they actually finish this in one core? That's something that I'm interested in. Or is it going to get multiple seasons? We'll just have to see. A lot of people know what this series is about already, but I'll go through it since I am watching it. And just in case you don't happen to know what Hikarashi is, things are going to get crazy. It looks weird. It looks cutesy, but yeah, it goes in and people get crazy and they get wrecked in this series. So, new kid, Kichi Maebara, is settling into his new home of the peaceful Hinamizawa village, making quick friends with the girls from his school. He's arrived in time for the big festival of the year, but something about this isolated town seems off, and his feelings of dread continue to grow. With a gnarling fear that he's right, what dark secrets could this small community be hiding? So it's Funimation. I think Funimation is picking this up, especially with the fall season being the end of next week. Some of these things, I think we're starting to get official release dates for it, which is why I kind of waited until the tail end so we know what day things are coming out. We don't have episode counts yet, but I think at this point on some of these, if we go ahead and click and go somewhere else, it will probably tell us where it's going to be streaming. At least that's on Live Chart. So looks like official ways to watch is going to be Funimation. So Crunchyroll will probably get it too, I have a feeling. But it looks like as of right now, Funimation is going to be the official way to watch Hikarashi. And that is definitely going on my watch list. Mainly because I never finished the first one. So if they're going to go back and actually do it faithful from the source, I'm all for it. Starting out this anime season on a Thursday. At least for things that we're watching. I know a lot of things come out October 1st. A lot of things come out the 2nd. I think that's going to be on this list. So Hikarashi is on first on our watch list for me. Let's see. Assault Lily Bouquet by Shaft. I like Shaft. It's magic. It's military. It's sci-fi. This art looks pretty good. So that looks like something that I would like. Let's see what it's about. On Earth in the near future, humanity faced imminent destruction from mysterious giant creatures known as Huge. The entire Earth unites against the Huge and successfully develops weaponry known as Charm. Okay, this is getting weird. We got Huge and we got Charm. Counter Huge arms by combining science and magic. Charm exhibits high rates of synchronization with teenage girls, and the girls who use Charm are viewed as heroes called lilies. Oh, okay. Throughout the world, garden military academies are established to train lilies to face the Huge and serve as bases to protect the guide. And the story about fighting girls who aim to become lilies at one such garden. So it looks like we're going to have not really like a magical girl sense type of thing, but it looks like we're going to have a whole bunch of girls with weapons fighting against some monsters. It seems very mecha-ish. It seems like something that I will watch. Is by Shaft, which is a studio that I enjoy. So at the very least, I'll put it on a watch. I'll give it 3 episodes to see how it goes. It seems like it might actually be one of those things that I will probably think I will like, and then I'll watch it and then I won't. Looks like it doesn't have a way to actually see it yet, so I guess we don't have a studio for it. We don't have a streaming service that's actually going to get it. I'm going to watch it just because I like a lot of the tags, and it looks like it's pretty interesting, so we'll see where it goes. It kind of reminds me of Magical Girl Spec Ops, where at first when I saw it, I was like, oh man, this is cool. And as it went along, I think I dropped it. So it might be one of those situations. I'll put it, you know what, instead of watching, let's put it on considering. I think I'll do that for things I'm kind of on the fence about. That starts on October 1st as well. Next, we have The Journey to Eliana. And I think I pronounced that right, by C2C. It's adventure and fantasy. I like fantasy. You know, it's never a shortage of fantasy. Usually nowadays when you see fantasy, it always end up being an isekai. So that doesn't look to be the case here. It looks like to be a straight up fantasy. And I like fantasy series. You know, I like Little Witch Academia. I like Ancient Magus' Bride. Somali and Forest Spirit, things like that. So let's see what this is about. It's not about the destination. What's your favorite story? Does it have a hero who slays a dragon and saves a princess, or a child of prophecy destined for greatness? Yeah, that's always fun. Well, my favorite story is a little different. Who's telling this? It's pretty interesting. It's kind of like they pulled this like from the start of like the manga or light novel or whatever. It's a tale of a witch who travels the world seeking nothing in particular. With no quest of her own, she's free to wander wherever the wind takes her, adding a few pages to the story of whomever she meets next before sailing off to the next adventure. Okay, so we kind of got a traveling thing so far, kind of like Violet Evergarden in a way. At the end of the travels, the witch takes on an apprentice who will one day begin her own journey, and so the cycle continues, or so the story goes. Now the witch who starts the story anew, who could she be? Okay, this seems pretty interesting. We got that on October 2nd, so it looks like that's going to be, a Friday? C2C. Looks really good. Again, it's fantasy. So anything that is straight fantasy, and this doesn't look like an isekai unless it's going to pull some BS like they did with Decadence. It looks like something that'll be very interesting, so I'm definitely going to put it on watch. It doesn't look like anybody has announced who's getting it yet, so we'll just have to see for that, but I'm definitely putting it on my watch list as a definite. Next up, we have I'm Standing on a Million Lives. Like, I remember seeing this, and this is an isekai. I remember seeing this, and it looked pretty interesting. It looked like something that I really want to see. I mean, I know when you're dealing with isekai and things like this, you tend to start to go down the same path, and they all feel the same, except like ReZero, which is greatness. But this is an action, drama, fantasy game shonen, and it's based off a manga from Maho Film. I'm not actually familiar with these guys, but from what I did see from the trailer and from the clip and things like that, it looks pretty cool. So let's see what it's about. Ninth grader Yusuke Yotasua is practical, friendless, and not active in any clubs. Yeah, that's always the case, right? It's like always the start of every story like this when you're sucked into another world. Then one day, he and two female classmates were suddenly sent to another world where they must work together to battle for their lives. Yosuya is the lone wolf and has always lived his life according to his wants, but now that will work out. But how will that work out now that he's supposed to be a hero? So again, going more along the lines of people unwillingly being sent into a isekai world and being forced into the role of taking things over. Seems like we kind of saw this with Shield Hero too. Seems like we're getting the same thing here. And I haven't really watched a lot of the trailers and things yet. I'm probably going to do that in the next few days. I always do that before the season starts, to watch the trailers and stuff to see how I'm going to enjoy it. Then we go from there. But it looks very interesting. And with the title being I'm Standing on a Million Lives, I'm going to assume that he's probably just going to go in at some point. So I'm going to put it on watch. It seems like something that everybody's going to be talking about. We'll see where it's going. I think Crunchyroll is picking this up. Oh, it's not saying anybody has it. I know that's all Crunchyroll and Funimation. It was one or two that was talking about it, but I'm not sure which one's going to get it. Next up, we have from A1 Pictures, Hypnosis Might, Division Rap Battle Rhyme, and Animia. Oh man, we got an anime about rap battles. This is going to be interesting, especially with the focus on music that anime has had as of late. Even the genre here just says music. It's a other, so it's not based off any source. But I believe this is actually, it's either a Tomei game or a mobile game. I think someone was telling me that, so it is from something. However, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. It's going to be interesting to see a rap battle anime in Japanese. I mean, I feel like this is something I probably would want to watch in English, but if the rap is good, like, with Devilman or anything that Yuasa's been putting out, like if we have that type of production behind the music, then it's going to be hype. But anyway, let's see what this is about. It looks like some type of American Idol type of thing, but I heard it gets a little bit different. So let's see. In a world where women now dominate the government, all right then. The creation and use of weapons such as the creation of weapons is strictly forbidden. However, by no means have conflict been brought to an end. Instead of weapons, wars waged through words. So they're taking battle rap like literally. Like, wait a minute. So I'm gonna keep reading this, but so it's like a battle rap is how you solve things. So like, do you like die after, or is it like some type of device on you? That's really interesting. That's a funny world to have a world that's gonna be dominated by battle rapping. Wow. I'm already interested in this. With the power of hypnosis mics, lyrics can affect one's opponent in various ways and cause real damage. So if you get burned, will it be like literally? Oh man, I really like where this is going. Those in divisions outside of women only show war, thus use it for fierce rap battles as their weapon in the constant clash for territory. I'm putting this on watching. If anything, it's probably just going to be something that's going to be fun to watch. Once again, I mean, it's close. We're a week away, and it's like a lot of this stuff we don't know who's actually picking it up. A1 Pictures. So if A1 Pictures is in they're one of those series that sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I'm pretty sure they're working on something else that's going to take a lot more of their time. So we'll just have to see. I definitely want to check out the PV and see how this is. But just off base, just by, rap battle is how they stop war. That's going to be worth watching for sure. Definitely going to check that out. Machi Season 3. I'm going to skip that because I am not caught up on Machi. I watched the first half of Season 1. I never got back to it, and it's in my backlog. Real Romanesque. Harem sci-fi slice of life. It's off a game. It's a short form, so I'm not going to watch it. Only 5 minutes. Tonikawa, Over the Moon for You. Now, a lot of people are very excited that this series is coming out, actually. It's about 7 arcs. It's not something that I think I would actually want to watch overall, but the thing is like, romance has been a genre that I've been watching as of late, and I'm always surprised when I end up watching it how much I enjoy it. So I'm going to give it a considering because I always want to give these things a chance. Like, I really would, even though I don't think Uzaki is, really like romance. It's more like slice of life and comedy, but I end up enjoying it very much, even though I have no expectations for it. So let's see what this is about. Again, I know a lot of people are actually hyped this is coming out. So Nasa Uzaki falls in love at first sight after an encounter with the mysterious Tsukasa. When Nasa earnestly confesses his feelings, she replies, "I'll date you, but only if we're married." Wait a minute, how does that work? How can you, if you date someone, if we're married, then it's not dating anymore. You're just straight up getting married. How much of a simp was this guy to actually fall for that? Okay, I don't like where this is going so far, but Nasa and Tsukasa's cute, impressive, newlywed life of love is about to begin. Okay, so basically this is about to be the anime version of 90 Day Fiancé. So basically it's like they're going to get together, they know nothing about each other, but they're going to get married because that was her conditions of getting with her. And this guy's just going to go along with it. I know the anime community is going to go wild over this because it's this fixation of simps. We'll see where it's going. We'll see where it's going. I'm actually going to check it out. Again, I think it is pretty popular. A lot of people are actually hype about it. Let's see where it's going to be streaming. Crunchyroll and Verve, of course. So I'll check it out. I'll put it under considering. I definitely give it a shot, see how it is. If that first episode draws me in, maybe even the second or third, I'm definitely going to watch it. I'll consider it. I want to see it. But see where we go from there. King's Raid, is that a leftover? I think this is a leftover. I feel like this is a leftover. I feel like I've heard of this before. King's Raid, Successor of Will. It's based off a game. Original story that will reveal brand new characters that did not appear in the game. Okay, I didn't play the game, so I can actually skip that one. Jujutsu Kaisen. You know what? I feel like we're going to get like some type of, when we get to the episode break, it's going to be like that little warped voice kind, but at the same time, kind of like Full Metal Alchemist, or at least in my head, I think that's how it should be. Just like the tone and feel of it, feel like it's going to kind of have a hip hop type of vibe, like Jujutsu Kaisen, Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, this is a series that if you haven't heard about it, you've probably been living under a rock the past 3 years or so because it's fairly new, maybe even 4. It's been in Shonen Jump. It's one of their biggest titles right now. I don't even need to read the description because I know I'm watching it. It's one of the bigger titles in Shonen Jump, especially with the position that they're in where they need some new stars. It's done by Mappa, a studio that's become my favorite. Definitely my second, if not my first. And right now, Bones is probably up there. Mappa has brought out so many things within the past 2 years that I've just absolutely loved. That anytime they're attached to something, I'm going to watch off principle. I mean, we had Dororo, we had Dorohedoro, Banana Fish. They're doing Attack on Titan, which I'm going to break for a little bit because I'm not talking about like... There's still things that's not on this because I'm just looking at the regular list, but I'm not looking at OVAs, movies, things that are coming out on Netflix and things that are like that if it's not here already because, you know, this is just going to make the video longer. But I do want to take a time to talk about Attack on Titan because I know everybody's waiting for it to come out because they announced that it was going to come out in fall 2020. However, I think it's going to be a delay on that. Oh, if we don't hear anything by the end of the week, there's no way it's coming out this core. And that is fine with me because Attack on Titan is in the final core. And I think we're probably a year away from it being done. I think the last time they spoke to Isayama, he said it was like 99% complete. Things are getting crazy. I'm an anime only with Attack on Titan now. When season 3 came out, I was like, at first I was like, I remember some of this stuff. So I'm going to be halfway anime only. Then when they got to the end, I completely remembered everything that they were doing, but I don't remember anything after that, so I'm hyped to see how this is going to go. If Attack on Titan gets delayed, I'm okay with that because that gives the manga more time to finish. That way we can get a proper ending to the anime, unless Isayama's already gave, you know, Mappa and the production company the ending. And he just needs to draw it out in the manga. But anyway, Jujutsu Kaisen, something I'm very hyped for. I like everything about this series. I have the first volume of the manga. I read that. I know it's in Shonen Jump. I'm just waiting on the anime to come out because I want to actually see this animated. Then I'll pick up from there to see how far they're going to go. It's also been confirmed, or at least it's been sources that said that it's going to be 2 core. So it's action, demon, fantasy, shonen, supernatural. It has kind of like a dark Bleach type of feel to it with what we're dealing with. Like the main character, he definitely reminds me of Ichigo in some ways, and like the characters, like how they dress, they have a lot of swag. The characters look good, they look interesting. We're going against demons, but at the same time, it also has kind of shades of Blue Exorcist as well. And it's a very serious type of series. It's a serious tone series. Of course, there's comedy and things there, but just right off from the beginning of the series and some of the things that we get into, it's going to get deep. It's going to get heavy. I only read the first volume. It was hype, but I know it gets even crazier. But let's see what it's about. Starting October 2nd. So again, the Friday hype is always real. And let's see. It's based off a manga, of course. A boy fights for the right death. Hardship, regret, shame, the negative feelings that humans feel becomes curses that lurk in our everyday lives. The curses run rampant throughout the world, capable of leading people to a terrible misfortune and even death. What's more, the curses can only be exorcised by another curse. Itadori Yuji is a boy with tremendous physical strength, though he lives a completely ordinary high school life. Of course, they always do, right? One day, to save a friend who has been attacked by curses, he eats the finger of the double-faced specter, taking the curse onto his soul. From then on, he shares one body with the double-faced specter, guided by the most powerful sorcerers, Gojo Satoru. And Gojo is a beast. Gojo's going to be a fan favorite. He already is a fan favorite to manga readers. And he's the guy in the picture with the blindfold. He has a blindfold and the white hair. And I like the girl too. I don't remember her name right now. It's been so long since I read it. But she's pretty cool as well. Itadori is admitted to Tokyo Metropolitan Technical High School of Sorcery, an organization that fights curses, and thus begins the heroic tale of a boy who became a curse to exorcise a curse, a life form which he can never turn back. Now, this is going to be on Crunchyroll. We already know that, which is pretty cool because at first everything Mappa was getting was on Netflix, and I was worried because when they announced that Mappa was doing Jujutsu Kaisen, I was like, it's going to be on Netflix. It's going to be on Netflix jail. I'm going to have to pirate it, which I really don't feel like doing. However, this is a Shonen Jump title and it's very big. And I remember Netflix, the Netflix channel pushing it. But it looks like we're actually going to get it on Crunchyroll, which was a good move, which I kind of was hoping and expecting because it is a big property. So I will eat that. Like when I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. I was saying, no way, this is going to be on Netflix. We're going to have to pirate it. It's by Mappa. Looks like I got egg on my face on that one because it's going to be on Crunchyroll. It's probably going to be more than Crunchyroll. I wouldn't be surprised if Funimation or High Dive has it as well. Let's take a look. Oh, it looked like it's just Crunchyroll right now. That's probably all it's going to get it. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, I'm definitely watching it. I'm going to be hyped. I love this type of series. The fight scenes are going to go in. I'm telling you guys that right now. I mean, even like in the preview that came out over the weekend, you can see how crazy this is going to get. I'm very excited for it. Definitely going to be watching it. It's no question. It might even be a video or something about it like I did about God of High School once things are all said and done. A dog and a cat every day is fun. Oh, it's just short though. It's only like 1 minute. So no, I'm not going to watch it, but that looks pretty cute. Haikyuu to the top, second season. Here we go. Haikyuu is back, people. Haikyuu is back. And Haikyuu is finally to the point where everybody wanted to see Haikyuu because I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. The first part of season 4 of Haikyuu was like season 2 in a sense where pretty much all of it was just them chilling out and training and practicing, which was cool. But the thing is, I mean, it's a good thing we knew it was going to be 2 core and we knew that it was coming back this season, is that they didn't get to the game until like the last 2 or 3 episodes. So then we had to wait all summer for it to come back, and now we're getting into the games. And now this is where the hype is going to begin. This is where the fun is going to begin. We're locked in for 12 episodes, and of course, wherever this leads, we're going to want more Haikyuu, and hopefully we won't have to wait another 3-4 years for it to come back. Also with Haikyuu, the manga ending now, even though the manga's ending, well, ended actually, I'm sorry, the manga's actually ended for Haikyuu. We still got a lot of content to go anime-wise, so we probably got another 2 seasons to go, if not more, rather. So definitely going to be watching Haikyuu. That's not a question. We don't need a description either because Haikyuu is volleyball, Haikyuu is hype, and if it wasn't for, and then maybe it's just me, I understand, because Haikyuu by some is very held in a very high regard. This might be like people's favorite sports anime. Me personally, my favorite sports anime is Kuroko no Basket, but that's because it's just hype. And, Ippo is up there too. But, Haikyuu, the reason that stops it from being at top for me is definitely up there. I would say it's probably my second or third favorite. But what stops it is like sometimes just, it's a little bit too much development. And I understand you need that. That's what makes things better. You get to know the characters more. But, to spend the entire core in just development, that's just me though. I love Haikyuu. I'm not bashing Haikyuu at all. I'm on the Haikyuu train. And I'm glad I can watch it when everybody else is. So let's go. October 2nd. So we're keeping Haikyuu on a Friday hype too. Dragon Quest, The Adventures of Dai. Wait, we're getting a full-fledged series? Now, I've not watched any of the Dragon Quest mediums as far as anime. I didn't see the movie that came out or this. I'm not sure what this is. I'm not sure if it's based off a game or anything. So it's by Toei. Toei gets a lot of crap. But Toei has been doing grade A with One Piece, and they always have. And Digimon has been done very well. So, and I'm pretty sure once World Trigger come back, they will be on that too. But once Toei focuses on something, they are very, very, very good. At least for what they do. They tend to take on a lot of things that they know is going to take a long time. Like I think Digimon's like 60-something episodes. Of course, One Piece has been going on forever. And things like that. I'm going to put Dragon Quest on considering because I don't know if you have to know the game or anything to watch it. But I definitely want to check it out to see where it goes. Let's see what it's about. At one time, the world was suffering under Hadalaw, the Dark Lord. That is until peace was won back by Hero Swordsman and his companion. Yeah, because it's like an RPG, they don't like really have names. They just go by whatever class they are. Time has passed. Monsters liberated from under the Demon King Time has passed. Monsters liberated from under the Demon King live on Demille Island. Or Dermalina Island. I'm all over this thing. So a solitary island in the South Seas. Man, I'm all over this paragraph. The boy named Dai is the only human on the island. He wants to become a hero, and he's been living in peace with monsters. But his life is transformed when Hadar is resurrected. A promise to a mentor, encounters with companions, and unescapable destiny, young Dai begins his adventure to become a hero and to save a world once again in crisis. Like, again, it just seems like, just the type of adventure series that Toei always picks up. So, yeah, I'm going to watch it. I mean, it's just to kind of see where it goes and see how it turns out. Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. This is another series I'm just going to automatically put on watch. I don't need to look any further because I know I'm going to be watching it. Sunrise is back with the incomparable isekai series Inuyasha. Yashahime is actually a sequel to Inuyasha, and it's just been so long. And this was so unexpected too. I mean, I think they just broke out that this was even coming out like at the beginning of the year, and to know that we're getting it in fall, that was pretty quick. We're actually getting a full-fledged sequel to Inuyasha. A lot of the original people are on deck. Now, I haven't looked into it enough to know if Rumiko Takahashi is still involved. But if they're actually making a sequel, maybe she is. But Inuyasha's back. Action, adventure, demon, fantasy, historical. This is going to be a blast if it is anything near the quality of Inuyasha. I'm actually going through final season again. Because it's been so long. Like, last time I watched final season when it was airing back in 2008, 2009-ish. So I'm going through it again just to kind of be on fresh legs when this come out. I'm going to read the description, but overall, the biggest thing about this, it seems like Inuyasha and Kagome have a daughter, but the thing is, Shishomaru has twins. He has twin daughters, and that seems like they're going to be more of the main character versus Inuyasha's kid. And I think the biggest question on everybody's mind is, who fucks Shishomaru? Well, I couldn't get the whistle out the way I wanted to, but you know the Inuyasha sound in the break and, beginning of the episode. That's going to be the big thing. It's like, Shishomaru not only has one kid, he has two. They're both girls. One seems very brash and outgoing, kind of like Inuyasha. And the other one is more stern and reserved like him. And then Inuyasha also has his child with Kagome, who looks like a spitting image of both of them. And then we're going to see everybody else come back. We're going to see, older kids. It looks like Kikyo and Moroku has a kid out here. And, oh, man, I'm just glad to have this series back. And I hope it just keeps that same energy. But Inuyasha is definitely probably my favorite isekai next to, again, ReZero. So let's see what it's about. The daughters of Shishomaru and Inuyasha set out on a journey transcending time. In feudal Japan, half demons Towa and Setsuna are separated from each other during a forest fire. While desperately... Wait a minute, so they're separated from each other. And what is with just bad parents in anime? It's just like a trope that never ends. While desperately searching for her younger sister, Towa wanders into the mysterious tunnel that sends her into present-day Japan, where she is found and raised by Kagome Higarashi's brother, Soda, and his family. Interesting. So Shishomaru's kid is actually going to cross over into the current time through the portal and is going to get raised by Kagome's brother. So Soda's grown up and become a dad too, huh? I'm really liking this. I'm liking where it's going. 10 years later, the tunnel that connects the two eras are reopened, allowing Towa to be reunited with Setsuna, who is now a demon slayer working for Kohaku. What? Kohaku's the head of the demon slayers now? Let's go! But to Towa's shock, Setsuna appears to have lost all memories of her older sister. Well, there's the plot point. Joined by Moroha, the daughter of Inuyasha and Kagome, and the three young women travel between the two eras on an adventure to regain their missing past. So it's basically everything's just going to get back on the cart and get back to the way things are with, just the offspring of all these kids just coming together and being friends, just like they do in Shonen whenever they want to have a continuation. So, yeah, I'm very excited for this. No episode count, October 3rd. So that's going to be a Saturday. Good day for Inuyasha. Sunrise is back. Sunrise always does excellent work when it comes to animation quality. You can rarely find anybody that's going to top them, mainly because they've done so much mech work, and you need a lot of work to make those gorgeous. And of course, you know, they have the incomparable Cowboy Bebop under their belt, as well as Inuyasha. They did the original series. So I'm very excited for Yashahime coming back. I need to know what my boy Koga is. Koga's my favorite character in Inuyasha. I'm pretty sure he's still around. He probably has a kid somewhere. And if he doesn't, it's probably still that beef with the now married Inuyasha and Kagome. Oh, I'm just gushing right now. I never thought I would get Inuyasha back. The only thing, something that would be comparable to this would be Takahashi's other work would be Rama. If we can get like more Rama, like if we can actually get a reboot of Rama or finish it, that would be awesome. So yeah, definitely watching that. That's what I was saying. Love Live, I've never really been into that series. Warlords of Sigurdrifa by A1. So A1 has 2 things under their belt so far. Action, fantasy. It looks a little kind of eerie, so that also fits the Halloween type of tone. Also with Jujutsu Kaisen, I think fall is a good time for that, with the spookiness and like the demons and the slaying and all that, the horror aspect. A good time for that to be coming out this fall. This fall is usually like the more of the indie type of feel, type of anime, and shonen is usually reserved for the spring, but things have been changing now. We're seeing more shonen in like the fall now and like in the summer months. But yeah, this, just by looking at this, it seems like it would fit fall, but then again, it's an action to fantasy, so let's see what it's about. First broadcast is an hour special, so whenever something's an hour special, that usually means this series is going to go in. They put a lot of stake into it, so I'm going to put it on a watch list for that. The Pillars suddenly appeared on Earth, posing a threat to all life forms. Running out of options to protect themselves, humanity finds itself on the brink of extinction, but a god named Odin offers them a way to salvation. Odin proclaims a counterattack against the Pillars by bestowing humanity with young female pilots with supernatural powers, the Valkyries, and their Spiritfarers planes as means of fighting back. So I know I was kind of all over that, but it seems like I was Zorlane in a way. The battle between humanity and Pillars is not abated. Even after several years has passed, the Valkyries and their Spiritfighter planes, as well as the men who support them, risk their lives in the skies to save the Earth. Japan is no exception. 3 Valkyries against the huge pillars that tower over sacred Mount Fuji. They are very skilled, but every last one of them is a troublemaker. An ace pilot joins them from Europe, but she has a checkered past. Okay, so it seems like it's a little bit of mystery aspect there as well. So I'm going to watch it. I'm definitely going to watch it. It's under my radar to see where it's going. I didn't check to see. I was so hype about Yashahime that I didn't see where it's going to be streaming. Nowhere yet. I'm pretty sure anybody who can get their hands on that is going to have it. I'm pretty sure Crunchyroll and Funimation is going to get that one. So they're not going to it's not going to be somewhere that you won't have access to it. Trust me. Warlords of Sigurdrifa. That's weird. It's a lot of these things we don't know where they're going to be streaming yet, even though we're a week out. A regular at the Magic High School. I'm going to skip it. I don't even really want to talk about it because it's not that I hate the series or anything. It's like I tried to watch season 1 and it just had a little bit too much brother-sister for me. So I kind of skipped it. But I heard it's actually pretty good and a lot of people are excited that it's coming back. So maybe I'll go back and watch season 1 and see where it goes from there. Iwa Kakeru Sports Climbing Girls. Okay, well, we got a sports anime about girls climbing. And the art looks pretty good. So that is going to be interesting. Let's see what we have here. It's coming from Studio Blade. Comedy drama, ecchi, of course. I mean, come on, look at that. It has to be an ecchi. Slice of life, sports. It's a manga. Manga's October 3rd, which is a Saturday. The manga centers around girls who compete in sports climbing, particularly climbing artificially constructed walls. So that means these chicks are going to be buff. They're going to have nice designs. First year high school student Kanamori Kashihara discovered this sport at Hanayama Girls High School after training her mind with puzzle games during junior high school. So we got the underdog aspect that we always have with sports, where this girl, she's coming from, just like a puzzle chess game type of background, and now she's about to get into climbing because she found a new hobby. So people are probably going to be looking down on her. And that's a lot of things that I like. It's a sports one, so I like sports. Let's see where this is actually going to be streaming. And once again, we don't know. But I like it. I like where it's going. I'm definitely going to give it a shot. I've been getting into ecchi as of late. It's not really like something that I really watch as much. But I like the designs. I like this picture that we have here. It's like it's going to be some interesting characters. We'll see where it goes at the very least. Tasteless Nana. Psychological. I'm there. I don't need to see anything else. It's a psychological. That's all I need to see. Psychological shonen supernatural thriller. It has a lot of things I like. Coming from Bridge, October 4th, which is going to be a Sunday. An academy on an island in unnavigatable waters. Their students train tirelessly to fight back against the enemies of humanity. The protagonist, a student newly transferred there, also sets out with the intention of eradicating all enemies of humankind. An unpredictable intellectual suspense story of justice and evil. This seems like this is on some Code Geass type of vibe. Now, I heard about this. I mean, someone was telling me about this, and every time I mention what I'm watching for the fall, they're like, are you watching Tasteless Nana? And I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is. It don't seem like something I would like. But now that I'm looking at the tags, I'm seeing that as a psychological. This character, again, he's out to rule the world or take out humanity. Okay, I'm more hype about this now that I've seen it and I read it than I was just hearing the title. Because you can never judge a book by its cover. I'm definitely going to watch the PV to see what it's about. I mean, looks can always be deceiving because it just looks like it's kind of cutesy, but it has a dark premise to it. So, yeah. Let's see what that's about. Tasteless Nana. I'm adding that to the watch list. By the Grace of the Gods. Adventure, Fantasy Magic by Maho Film. It's a light novel. It looks like something I would probably skip. But, it's an isekai because I like, we actually got an adult protagonist. But then I saw a 39-year-old Takebayashi Roma dies from blood loss after sneezing and hitting his head on the ground. Wow, how could, you know what? The way that these people are just meeting their end in these isekai, I will give it that. It's getting more and more crafty by the day. He is reincarnated as an 8-year-old boy. See, that's something else, and that's something that I'm kind of getting a little bit winded to with isekai because that seems to be the new thing. It's like they're always an adult, then they die, then they go to another world, and they come back as a kid, and then they have to grow up all over again, but they had the knowledge of the adult, and that's been like the premise of like the last 4 isekai that come out. So I kind of want to skip this one already before I'm even reading it, but I kind of felt that way about the Tomei Princess, and I ended up loving it. And Tomei Villainess, and I ended up loving it, so maybe this will be the same thing. He's reincarnated as an 8-year-old boy in a fantasy world. Not the greatest way to bite the dust, but at least he reincarnates. Set on a path by 3 major guys, Ryoma begins to live a life of solitude in the forest, studying slimes. But if you're a fan of isekai, you know life for him won't be simple. Oh yeah, it definitely won't. I mean, I'm pretty sure he won't be like as bad as Subaru. I'll give it a considering, but like I said, I'm kind of winded on this overall premise for isekai. Alright, so moving on. Nessetsu opening act. No, I'm not watching that. That doesn't look like something I even want to watch. Kimetsu Keisha no Taseme Golden Spell. No, pass. Eternity Shinya no Nurekoi Channel. No. Golden Kamuy! No, I'm sorry. Let's say that again. Golden Kamuy! You gotta add more excitement to it. And yes, you must say it like that every single time. Golden Kamuy is back for season 3. And I am so happy to see this series back. I absolutely love it. Golden Kamuy is... It's kind of like JoJo's older brother, even though JoJo has been around much longer. What I mean by that is more of a contemporary JoJo. It's kind of like JoJo's cousin in a way, because Golden Kamuy is just as wild and just as crazy as JoJo, but it has more of a grounded approach. You know, it's taking place during wartime, so it's like in like the 1700s or something like that, or maybe even a little bit later, but it is during the time of war, back when weapons were a little bit more manual and making that transition automatic and things like that. And it is just a blast. Because it is a 3rd season, you know, they don't have a synopsis, but from where it left off, it was pretty intense, and it looks like we're gonna get our boy Sugimoto, the Immortal. Sugimoto is back along with his friends, with Serpa and everybody. It's good to have this series back. And it is still slept on. Golden Kamuy is very good. I know it has a good fan base. People love it every time it comes back. But when it comes back, it just seems to still fly under the radar. Now we're heading into season 3, and it's still kind of a secret. It's kind of like a hidden gem among anime. So if I can push people to watch Golden Kamuy, I can. I can do it. If I can do it, I'm going to do as much as I can. I know I'm going to be talking about it as much as I can over on Twitter. So maybe even here too, because Golden Kamuy deserves more attention. It's a very great series. Geno Studio, always proud to see them as they're taking over, Man and Globe. They're taking over the reins for those guys. They always bring out the same type of tone and feel with their series. I don't know if they're directly related to Man and Globe, but I think they have some of the staff. But either way, Golden Kamuy is back. Again, even if it did have a description, I wouldn't need to read it because I know I'm in for Golden Kamuy, and I hope you guys are too. Let's see. One Room third season. How did that shit get a third season? Really? It is series out here that we can't even get a season 2 for, let alone season 3, and we're getting a third season of One Room? Okay. Sleepy Princess in the Demon Castle. Comedy, fantasy, magic, shonen, slice of life. Just looking at this looks like something that everybody will kind of probably be watching. Doga Kobo is the people doing it. Golden Kamuy, that's going to be on Crunchyroll. I forgot to look at who's going to have it, but Golden Kamuy will definitely be on Crunchyroll. It looks interesting. Let's see what it's about. Shh. No, that's how it starts. Princess Silas is trying to get a good night's sleep. Okay, I can understand that. So we're already interesting. Some shut-eye, 40 winks, catch some Z's. Long ago in the olden times when people and demons lived together in, disharmony, really a demon king's kidnapped. What? Hold on. Really, a demon king kidnaps a human princess. This seems like the premises has OCD already. Really, a demon king kidnaps a human princess and imprisons her in a castle. Berth, the princess's subject, beat their chest in anguish until a hero arises to spearhead Project Rescue Our Princess. While waiting for her knight in shining armor, what's an imprisoned princess to do? Teddy bear guards with bat wings are all well, but her dungeon cell is boring, so she decides to while away the long hours by sleeping. Now, if only she can get comfortable and didn't suffer from insomnia. This description is shit. This description made me not even want to watch this. Like, what the hell is going on here? This gave me nothing. I would probably have to watch the trailer to know what's going on. It seems like all it is, just like it was saying, is just a girl who wants to get some sleep, and she got kidnapped, but she's like, okay, cool. Can I go back to sleep, please? I don't know. I'm going to skip it. I mean, if it's one of those things where people are like, you got to watch it, then I'll check it out. But, no. And by the same studio, in the same season, Ikebukuro Westgate Park. Drama, mystery, romance. This looks like Durarara. I've seen the preview, and it looks like it's Durarara mixed with Hakata Tonkotsu Ramens. And I love when the anime goes to like real settings, and base themselves on real settings. It seems like it's going to be that type of setting. It's going to deal with multiple people across the well-known city of Ikebukuro. And like the look and feel, like again, I guess if we got a spiritual successor to Durarara, this is probably it. I don't know who's involved with it, but I'm getting the same type of vibes from it. The story is based off a novel too. The story follows the cool-headed Makoto as he navigates the pressures of an encouraging gang life in the G-Boys due to his friend King being the leader. Makoto seeks the opportunity to become a troubleshooter for the gang as a way to keep things calm and protect his friends. But when someone close to him is killed and the rival gang kicks off a turf war, Makoto finds it a bit tough to stay cool. So this sounds more like Banana Fish than Durarara. Two things that I love either way. So I'm definitely going to be watching it. I believe this is going to be on Funimation. I think they were the people that were pushing it. Yep. This is going to be on Funimation. Very excited for this. Looks like the air date is going to be on October 6th. So, yeah, October 6th. I can lost track of my days now. I got to look again. October 6th, that looks like that's going to be a Tuesday. It's a pretty interesting day. I think that's when Durarara used to come on too, as a matter of fact. So a lot of parallels with Durarara, a lot of parallels with Banana Fish, now that we're looking at it, and it has romance in the tag too. So that's reminding me more of Banana Fish, even though Banana Fish is more gangster than Boy Love. But it is like one of the greatest displays you can ever see of it. Definitely check out Banana Fish if you haven't. Please do. You will not be disappointed. But if you have a problem with watching things that are going to be very sad, then you might not want to watch it. But watch it anyway because it's great. Meanwhile, we're going to go over to Noblesse, which is done by Production IG, but is also a Crunchyroll original. And if I remember correctly, a few years ago, this had an OVA, and it wasn't that good. But it's about vampires, and I like vampires, so I'm going to watch it anyway. So I'm definitely going to put it on watching to see where it goes. Action, fantasy, school, vampire episodes to stream on Crunchyroll prior to Japan, really. So Crunchyroll, we're going to get it first. It's based off of manhwa. This isn't webtoon, much like God of High School, Tower of God. It seems like Crunchyroll's found their bag with adapting things for webtoons. So maybe they have some type of... I think they do have a partnership. I don't remember the details of it. But if they want to keep getting these things out, then I'm all for it. Because as I always say about manhwa, as long as these things are successful, that's going to up the chances that we get the breaker. Because I really want to see the breaker animated. 13 episodes. Raizo awakens from his 820-year slumber. He holds the special title of Noblesse, a pure-blooded noble and protector of all other nobles. In an attempt to protect Raizel, his servant Frankenstein enrolls him at Yarod High School, where Raizel learns the simple and quotidian routines of the human world through his classmates. However, the Union, a secret society plotting to take over the world, dispatches modified humans and gradually encroaches on Raizel's life, causing him to wield his mighty power to protect those around him. After 820 years of intrigue, the secrets behind his slumber are finally revealed, and Raizel's absolute protection as the Noblesse begins. So it seems interesting, and we haven't had a very good vampire anime since, Hellsing? I think Devil's Line came out, but I didn't finish that, so I don't know if that was good or not. I'll probably check it out. It's on my backlist. But I'm excited to see Noblesse. Again, like the OVA that came out wasn't great, but I think with a full-fledged series or more time, it'll be more watchable. Another thing, I felt the same way about The Outcast. So, like, I wasn't onto that. Like, I watched it. I didn't like the first few episodes and dropped it, but now it's going to probably season 4, I believe. And it's just been amazing, at least the animation. So, maybe we'll get the same thing with Noblesse. Definitely going to watch it. Run out of water. I think I'm probably only halfway through this list. That's not good. But let's see. Kuma 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 Bear. Action, comedy, fantasy. Light novel. Fuck no, I'm not watching that. Strike Witches. I believe this is a leftover or a sequel. I'm not going to watch it. It's by David Production. Every time I see David Production, I don't want to be the bad JoJo fan base fan. But every time I see David Production, and I don't see JoJo Part 5, I get worried. Because I'm looking like you got time to make other things, but you can't make JoJo. Which is unfair because I know they need to make more than JoJo. But we need more JoJo. So whenever I see something that I'm not interested in, like Strike Witches, I don't want to see Strike Witches. I want to see JoJo. You can get me over with sales at work. I'm cool with that. You know, Fire Force, I have a different opinion on overall. Like, watching season 2 has been amazing, as a matter of fact, even though Tamaki, I'm sorry, because it's Maki and it's Tamaki, and I absolutely love one and I hate the other. Tamaki took me out of Fire Force because they would be in a straight up dire situation, and then somehow she would just end up naked, and it's like, what? Get back to the fight. But season 2 seemed to kind of nip that in the bud a little bit and focus back on the fighting and the force, which is good. But I'm getting off track here. Strike Witches, David Production. I'm not watching it because I want JoJo, and I know that's bad of me, but I'll take sales at work. Anyway, Sukiita, the anime 2. I'm probably butchered that. Sukiiuta, the animation 2. I'm not watching it anyway. Our Last Crusade, or Rise of a New World, done by Silverlink. Action, fantasy, military, romance. I heard about this one. I'm going to put it on watch because, again, it is fantasy, it is romance, it is military. So when you start mixing those together, you're going to get some ideals, and it's probably two people on opposite sides, that type of thing. Let's see what it's about. The Empire is a mechanized utopia with highly developed science and technology. The nebulous sovereignty is a nation feared as the land of the witches. Ooh! Whose people use a paranormal power. The two countries have been constantly at war for more than 100 years, but now two heroes have appeared in their respective lands. This is one of these where it's because it's military, they give you the whole plot in the description, so it's like you kind of already know what episode 1 is going to be about when you see it. Isaka has come to be recognized as the greatest military asset of the Empire at the youngest age and its history. Alice Lease? What? Alice Lease. That's a really noble name. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that right. Is a princess of nebulous sovereignty called the Ice Calamity Witch with fear by her enemies. Okay, I'm liking her already then. The two meet on the battlefield and become mortal enemies. Prize lock horns and they both fight uncompromisingly to protect their prospective nations, families, and comrades. But as they get to know each other, real people during their fierce battles, here it is. They're bitter rivals, but they're going to begin to see each other's side. And then that's like when war stories really get good. They start to become attracted to each other's ways of life and ideals, though they are fully aware that fate will mock them cruelly for not allowing them to be together. Sure enough, the world's tension... Wait a minute, so is this just turned to a shoujo? Or is that a dude? I don't know anymore. I'm kind of confused because it's so long. Sure enough, the world's tension heights even more and conspiracies of the major nations become entangled. Oh man, entangled. So is that going to become like a real word now? Because I swear, no one was saying entangled until, you know what. But even in such a world divided, this boy and girl cannot stop their feelings for each other. Okay, so it's a boy and girl. It's a love story. Two people on different sides of the fences. It was so long. At first, I was looking like I was going to skip it. But you know what? I'm actually going to watch this. This looks pretty good. It's military. I'll see where it goes. Looks like it's going to be on Funimation, so we'll have access to it as well. And let's move on. Seizei Ganbare Maho Shoujo Kurumi. That's the 3rd season. Oh, wow. Well, I couldn't watch that if I wanted to. Akudama Drive. Action sci-fi. So I'm already there. My studio period. Oh, my God. No. No, not period. Because if I like it and it's based off something which is original, which is not, which is good, it's going to suck. I mean, this studio's crap, man. I mean, the way that they did Tokyo Ghoul is just unheard of. But you know why I'm going to put this on watching? It's because I don't remember the exact role, but I think it's the director of Danganronpa is involved with this. So I was already kind of looking forward to seeing it because of that. But let's see what it's about. The series is in a post-war world where Kanto and Kasai groups faced off in Japan, dividing the country in two. As Kasai became a dependent of Kanto, government officials and police began to lose control to an increase in the presence of criminals, Akudama. Okay, it didn't give us much. I guess they're probably going off of, the lore of who's behind this series. So, I'm going to watch it. Again, I'm going to watch it because I love Danganronpa. So, if someone involved with Danganronpa is behind it, then I'm going to check it out. Adachi and Shimamura. Romance, school, shoujo ai, slice of life. I'm probably going to skip it. Yeah, I'll skip this because it's just not like... It's not just shoujo ai thing. It's just... I don't know. You guys let me know if it's good. I'm going to skip it. But let's read it. I'm going to put it on considering. Because it just looks like... This looks like something that everybody's going to like. And maybe I'll like it too. Known for skipping class on a regular, two girls' lives become intertwined when they find each other on the second floor of the gym. From there, Dachi and Shimura's friendship slowly grows as they play ping pong and hang out. But when something happens that changes their relationship, how would they react? See, this is why you can't judge a book by its cover. Because at first I was like, shoujo ai, I'm not watching that. But then it got into the story and it looks pretty damn good. So that was my mistake. It's going to be on Funimation. Definitely check it out because, again, I mean, romance has been a very strong genre as of late, and I always end up liking them a lot more than I thought I would, especially when they get deep. Animation, copyright sign, no. Is the Order a Rabbit? No. I'm to third season anyway. No. The Day I Become a God. See, PA Works brings out great original properties, and I always liked them at first. But it's like down the line, it seems like they start to lose a little bit of the railing. Like I think that was the one about the werewolf. I can't remember what it's called now. I think it was Sirius of Jaeger. That's right. Really liked it at first, and then after a while, it just started churning his wheels. But at the same time, PA Works, didn't they also give us Princess Principal? I always get confused about that. But either way, it's drama, it's fantasy. I can at least see what it's about. One day during the Yota Nakamari's last summer vacation in high school, a girl named Hina suddenly appears and proclaims herself the all-knowing god. Okay, so she has a complex. I like where this is going. Hina announces to the thoroughly confused Yoda the world will end in 30 days. Yoda then witnesses Hina's godlike powers of prophecy, convincing him that her powers are real. Hina's naive innocence bellies her powers, and she decides to live at Yoda's home for some reason. Thus begins the eventful summer before the end of the world. Oh, that sounds sweet. All right, I'm going to put that on watching. It's like, cute girl comes to your life and tell you that the world's going to end. You got 30 days, so it's kind of be like a what would you do type of thing. PA Works, again, I like their works. It's just sometimes it falls off the rails where they're going with these originals, but it doesn't look like we have any source of where it's going to be on October 10th. So that is Saturday. And we have Aquadama Drive on the 8th, which is Thursday. This seems like PA Works, they usually always end up either on Netflix or on something like High Dive. So let's see if it's going to be accessible. Taoso Samurai. Oh, this is another work by MAPPA. And I think this is a swimming anime. Oh, it's gymnastics. So it's sports. And it says right there, sports. I'm going to put it on watching because it's Nappa. It looks like it might be based off of older property too, just by this this image or the art that they're giving us looks like it's based off of older series. Let's see. In the year 2002, the formerly powerful Japanese men's gymnastics team member Shotaro Aragaki is no longer able to compete, even though he trains strenuously daily. He's asked about retiring by his coach, Amakusa. However, a certain encounter alters Aragaki's fate. I already like where this is going, so it's kind of be, do you still have it left type of story. This guy's going to be forced into retirement. He's going to have one more chance to prove himself. So it looks like it's going to be a lot of trials, tribulations, drama, feels, that type of thing. And you're never mad at a feel-good story when it comes to sports, so I'm definitely going to put this on watching. I'm pretty sure no one's picked this up yet. We aren't aware of any official ways to watch, because I think it just came out recently that I was even going to air. And it's an original too, so you don't have expectations to put it up against. We still got quite a bit of ways to go on this thing. Let's see. Moriarty the Patriot, Production IG, mystery, psychological shonen, so you already know I'm there, especially when it's by Production IG, because this is their bag. They're great in this type of thing, especially when they're adapting it. It's just like, psychopaths and things that are like, so they always find their wheelhouse with this type of story. It's based off of the infamous villain from the Sherlock Holmes titles as well, so let's see what this is going to be about. In the late 19th century, Great Britain rules over a quarter of the world. Nobles sit in their fancy homes in comfort and luxury while working-class slaves away at their jobs. Meanwhile, young Albert James Moriarty opens upper-class family, adopts two lower-class orphans. The cruelty the boys experience at the family's hands cements Albert's hatred of nobility he was born into. He asks the older two boys, who has a genius mind and killer instinct, to help him rid the world of evil, starting with Albert's own family. So I don't know if this, maybe that's just his name, maybe it's not based off of Sherlock Holmes' villain, but this sounds like, I don't know if this is an anime they always push, I know not a lot of people know about it, called Rainbow Nisha, just about how it's going to be about a whole bunch of boys that were just in poverty, and they're trying to like escape and get freedom. And it looks like this is going to be a whole bunch of boys who are just tired of being treated bad, and they're about to take the world back, person by person. So I'm already in on that one. Again, Production IG does very good work, especially when it comes to these type of things. The animation, or at least the graphic here, looks pretty good. It seems like something I really want to watch. And they already told you it's going to be psychological because you're just going to deal with people being tortured and beaten and things like that, and how you come over that stress and trauma. So definitely going to check that out. Going to add that to a watch list. Wow, I have a lot to watch this season. That's good, though. Dropout Idol Fruit Tart? No, but that's a short anyway. A3 Summer Season of Autumn and Winter. A3, that's still around? Oh man, Otsumotsu. I forgot all about Otsumotsu. We got third season of Otsumotsu coming. Definitely going to watch it. I wasn't really a fan of season 2, which was a shame because I got into Otsumotsu late. I always knew what it was, but I never really watched like the older ones. And then I caught season 1 really late, like a year later, and absolutely loved it. And when season 2 came out, it just didn't fit the hype that I had after watching season 1. It just wasn't done well. And it's like I said, with Studio Perio, I don't know if it's their fault or if it was just the adaptation. It's just season 2 just wasn't as funny as season 1. The movie was more along the lines of what I liked about season 1. So maybe we can get that essence back with season 3. But I'm going to be in either way because with Otsumotsu, you know what time it is. Muscle, hustle. We're going to be back again for Otsumotsu. It's going to be fun actually being caught up with this and being able to watch it with my peers in the anime community. So definitely looking forward to that one. Got another short form, so that's a skip. Mangetsu Water Rights Zuritz Action Fantasy Magic. We're getting a lot of fantasy this season. And that's just been things overall as far as the genres. It's been a lot of fantasy. It's based off of a game, but I can't watch them all. Let's see what this is about. It looks pretty cool. The characters here look cool, so it might surprise me. Even though things based off a game usually don't have the best adaptation. In the War-held Empire, humanity's spirit remains fragmented from a disaster in the past where many lives were lost to bloodthirsty monsters who were once summoned. But the fate of their capital is about to drastically change when shy transporter worker and Emmanuel Inumao and native Empire soldier Leo Cardio get caught up in the smuggling incident. Ooh! Okay. More interesting than I thought because it looks like we're about to deal with some shady characters with good causes. So, okay. I'll put it on watching. It looks like this probably, excuse me, doesn't have a production of where it's going. It looks like it's going to be on Funimation. Okay, I had to take a water break before I passed out. Anyway, I told you these videos get long, which is why it's been so long since I did one. Especially with us being back to like 50-something series in the anime. So, let's go. Tales of Crestoria, Wake of Sin, based off a game, of course. There's so many Tales games out there. I mean, who knows? It's a short anyway, so no. Somehow iOS 7 is still going on. It's like, is anybody that's even watching iOS 7? If it is, I apologize. I'm just not watching it, so skip. Digimon has been very good. Digimon has been outstanding, as a matter of fact. And this goes back to what I was saying about Toei earlier in the video. Is that when they get a long-going series, they end up doing very well. And the animation in Digimon has just been outstanding. I've been really surprised, especially kind of coming into Digimon as a first-timer. I watched it here and there when I was a kid, but not really all the way. So I've really been liking what they've been doing with this reboot. So I'm already watching it, so I don't need to mark that one. Fire Force, I already talked about Fire Force and how it really surprised me with Season 2. So I'm watching it now. It definitely has my attention. Again, it's by David Production. Actually, I'm going to move that to watching now because I'm watching Fire Force. Of course, you guys know I'm watching Great Pretender. Can't wait for this to actually finish up because I actually like watching the dub. I enjoy the dub because they're in so many locales that English is like the language. Like they're in America for the first half of the first season, for example. And then they go over to places like Paris and things like that. Plus, with it being like a heist type of series, it just feels better to watch that dub. So usually I'll watch something like this right away. It has Lupin the Third vibes. It has like Ocean's 11 type of vibes. But I don't mind waiting for it to actually hit Netflix because I want to see it dubbed. I mean, I tried to watch it sub and I still enjoyed it, but it just feels more organic dubbed to me. Healing Good, Pretty Cure. I mean, a lot of people have been talking about this. I've never watched it myself. I don't know. It's original though. Wait a minute. Am I thinking of something else? Because this is original and it's a leftover. I don't know, but I think some people have mentioned it. Like, I probably would like this if I watched it. Maybe I'll go back and give it a shot. I actually haven't watched a new series of Pokemon. I've seen the first few episodes, but I haven't watched past like 3 or 4. But I heard it's been pretty good. So, we have come to the end of the match here now. So, yeah. That is fall in a nutshell. Let's go through how many things I'm actually going to be watching. How many I actually keep up with is another thing. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Those are 2 leftovers. So, 27 shows, including leftovers. There is no way I'm going to be keeping up with that many anime probably by the end of week 3. But we'll see where it goes. Right now, we're coming into 25. And again, it's been a very long time since I had that many anime to watch. So, it's good the anime is back. I'm glad the anime is back. And it was actually fun doing this, even though now it's like, okay, it's over. Woo! That took a while. But, yeah, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Allergies are kicking my butt. Water's kicking my butt. Definitely let me know what you guys are watching in the fall season. And I'll definitely be letting you know what I'm watching. And I'll try to give you my thoughts on some things later. We'll go by the ear on that. I kind of want to do a video, like maybe like a 3-episode roundup of everything that I'm enjoying. We just have to see where the winds take me. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope that you didn't mind the length, but there's no way around doing these things like this. But I got more reception doing this because it seems like it's just more fun to go through the list than to make a big video. Or at least that's how it felt for me. Either way, if you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel. Not as much as it used to be, but I still plan to give you something as much as I can. You know, I really need to change that because I need to find a new way to word it, but it becomes robotic. But anyway, like I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.